Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Neremik. Welcome back to yet another GTA Online series. Yes, I am aware that the last episode of this was, that long ago, but I figured I'd come back because the new DLC has just dropped. For once, I'm not completely broke in game, and it's 12 days in Neremik, so the timing could not have been more perfect. So it all kicks off. Ron from Single Player gives us a call asking for some backup. We get to his place above the convenience store in the desert, and there are these people hanging out who are all clearly completely off their heads. I don't exactly know what this group is called. I think they are just called the Troop, but basically, they like to get high, and in order to do that, they have severely annoyed the Lost MC. And to no one's surprise, they are still tripping balls. The Lost pull up and tried to kill everyone. So they enlist our help. We mow them down to, admittedly, one of the most banging soundtracks I think I've heard come out of GTA in a long time. And yeah, we go, we steal back their RV which the Lost took, we drive it back, and we're kind of ish welcomed into the gang. They also set up base underneath the freeway. You may know this from the Series A heists. Yeah, they set up there, and this place is called the Freak Shop, in which they'll be hanging out, operating, doing drugs most of the time, honestly. And yeah, we're kind of formally in the gang. So, to kind of break in this new area and the fact that we're kind of a pseudo-member, we go to the dock to try and pick up some supplies, except to no one's surprise when we're driving back, the Lost, still being angry that we have completely wiped the floor with them twice now, come and literally blow up our supplies. I thought this meant that I was going to fail, turns out no, it is scripted for our shit to just go farewell. So yeah, we have to ditch our shit, but we're petty, and we get our revenge. So we want to see what kind of harm we can inflict on the Lost, and in order to do that we drive to their little clubhouse, we mow them down, and we have to go find some plans where we can start scheming in relation to them, okay? And also we kill a bunch of them, so there's a short-term benefit there as well. The issue is when I got in this building, I had genuinely no idea where the fuck these plans were. You can see I'm in this room now, there's a table with some weed on, and there's a safe, and I thought, okay, maybe the weed is the plan, so I take a photo of that. No, I thought the safe was that, no. And I got killed, eventually. And when I respawned in, there was nobody in the building, and I go there, and there was no interaction things. And at this point, I'm getting confused, so I kill myself a few times trying to jostle the game. No dice. I actually had to end up looking for the solution to this, because it turns out there was a door I'd completely missed, which went into a side room in which there was the actual Lost's plans.
I'm gonna steal all your weed!
And yeah, things looking good. You know, the Lost are still really mad at us, because that's now the third time we've gotten humiliated, but looking good, looking cool, we're in the gang, and what better way to celebrate being in the gang than, terrorizing the Lost some more, because we can't throw a party because all that shit's gone. So we pull up to another one of the Lost's base and blow up a bunch of their vehicles and their equipment and stuff. And then that weakens their forces, so we can go to a place where they've allegedly been cooking some meth, blow up even more stuff, kill even more of them, and steal all their meth. And yes, apparently one of the guys in the group is a master cook, and you know, while I'm sure it's all fine and dandy, it's better in our hands because we can use it to make something truly good. End of mission, and I'm thinking, okay, well, we've been paid 90,000, there's 6 total missions. How are they going to do this? Well, exactly we're going with this, and Mission 4 did not give me an answer, because Mission 4, I wish I was making this up, starts with you getting spiked, and the entire runtime is you going on the trip of a lifetime. Like, admittedly, this is really bloody impressive to look at. Like, there's pretty calls, my brain's engaged, but no, they're flipping your controls, you're hunting down rabbits in pirate / American Civil War type gear. The big red man who's been giving you all the instructions has turned into Bigfoot. It all very weird, all very interesting. But I think the real kicker is the fact it took 5 minutes and I still got paid 20,000 for it. So the next mission has us going around destroying hippie vans and other stuff to make sure that we don't really have any contenders. And that's all well and good, they have a little bit of resistance. I think the guy in the mission puts it best. They're all about peace and love until you start messing with their drug trip. Either way, we go to the weird cultist cannibalist camp on the mountain to kind of deal a blow to their home turf. We blow up this stuff, kill a bunch of them so they can't, get things back and running. And they put the war helicopter. Needless to say, I got completely lasered. I'm not sure what it is with this DLC, but the clip bug where they fire it all at once was just, it was really, really out to kill me. But we persevered. And yes, eventually I took down the helicopter, we drove off, and the mission was a success. Which left only one mission left before we were up and running and seshing all night long. And that was to get chemicals from Humane Labs. And it's quite simple. We kind of stealthed in. I was kind of on my game. I've played enough of the Humane Labs raid to understand how to stealth around the place. And yeah, it was quick and quite easy, in and out. Go to the loading dock. We grabbed enough chemicals. And that is when Dax comes on the phone to say that there is a train completely filled to the brim with the stuff, and the coolest hell big van, literally driving past in a few minutes. So we sprint out of the building, and we try and catch up to the train. We have to kind of flip the track it's on, and I'm not sure how exactly this works, but the train ends up flipping, derailing, which allows us to get all up close and personal with everything it was carrying. That said, if you get too up close and personal with all the loose chemicals in the soil, it will start to kill us. So we go around, we pick everything up. Again, there are buzzards, there are people. It gets quite difficult, but we face out, we hold out, we reach out to the chemicals, and yeah, we go through, kick it up, and we pick up the truck. Of which I was fully expecting to be the slowest thing imaginable, by the way, but no, this thing was like zooming. And yeah, when that's all said and done, we drive it back, and that is us done with all the story missions. Kind of. We need to do something if we actually want to set up our acid lab in the back of that truck we just stole, and we have to go steal some chemicals. So I drive down to the thing, expecting it to maybe just be another kind of similar-ish thing, like we're cracking open crates and taking them back and from the freak shop. So I drive to the place, and they want me to forklift pallets of them onto a truck, while there's like a kind of semi-constant stream of enemies coming in. Needless to say, I can't forklift to save my life, and I'm in here for like a solid maybe 10 minutes just trying to like get things on because the hitboxes are janky, and I was fighting for my life to get these guys loaded up. But when that was all done, eventually I kind of got into the flow of it. I understood like the momentum going in, and luckily it only took until the last pallet for me to figure out how this whole thing operated. But that said, we loaded up our truck, we jumped in the cab, and we drove it back to the freak shop. And you would think that this is the part where we get the acid lab, but no. Despite all of that work and the fact that we've basically got everything we need to set this thing up in the back of our little 6x6, the game still wants $750,000 for us to install it. Now that isn't so bad. We've been getting paid $30k for every mission, bar the fourth where it was 20, and then we've been getting a first time bonus of $50k every time we complete a mission for the first time. And there are a few other bonuses you could pick up as well, but generally we're kind of rolling in at least a decent bit of money. I think the missions themselves gave us like just over like half of what we needed. Needless to say, I was fine, I'm not complaining. I just think it's funny we did all that work and then Rockstar still wants to, swipe some more money away from you just for good measure. So we install it, I customize it as well. I put a nice little livery on it. I'm not going to say what the name of the livery is, but it looked cool, and I couldn't actually make out what the pattern was until I read the name of the livery, which, nice. So, yes, you'd think this would be the part where I get access to the acid lab, and it should be. So I drive out of the building, expecting not to be able to get in there. I couldn't see any, queue to get inside. I drive outside, and again, there's no queue to get inside, and I'm like, okay, is it bugged? Did I glitch it by customizing it immediately and driving it out? Have I done something wrong, essentially? And it turns out, no. For some reason, the game just didn't want to give me the reticle to go in. And what I think happened is when I customized it, it removed it on the inside. And your first visit into the lab has to be on the inside of this building. So I take it back in, I recall it, everything's fine, everything's cool, gives me the once over. And it's pretty neat inside, honestly. I can buy supplies where I can source them like every other thing. And yeah, this is mobile though, you can drive it around wherever you want. And you can also, once per day, increase the speed of production, which I thought was pretty cool, honestly. And yeah, so we go buy some supplies from Dax. I was going to do a source mission, but I was running low on time, and the session was full of CEOs, and I didn't show it, but my god was the network issues bad today, and I did not want to risk loading into another session. So I just bought some supplies, and yeah, off camera I'm going to let that guy cook until his heart's content. But that is it for this episode of Grand Theft Neremik. Yes, we have a thing in the back of the acid lab. No, we have a van with an acid lab in the back. I can't English. Yeah, he's cooking away. And you may think, why now? Why have you brought this series back 2 years later? Well, if I'm being entirely honest, it's because we've got a bunch of stuff which we didn't do in the original series, and honestly, recording this is fun. So I do want to make a few more of these intermittently. Of course, we've got the Celebrity Solutions Agency, we've got the Auto Shop, we've got the Vehicle Warehouse, and we've got the Hangar, which has recently had a 3x pay boost. So, needless to say, if you enjoyed this, expect longer versions of this to start coming out soon if it gets a decent enough reception. And hopefully you've all enjoyed. Of course, those aren't the only episodes of me. I've got a few more kind of mixed in there, more chill, less heavily edited ones like we were earlier on in the series, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But with all said, on that side, that's everything. So until next time, thanks for watching, guys. My name's been Neremik, and peace out.